So just a few weeks ago at ChosenCon, we were told about a bunch of new projects from the Chosen Cinematic Universe, or the Biblical Cinematic Universe, however you want to say it. However, what if I told you there are actually more projects than what they told us? We probably could have guessed this, however, there may have been a leak. First, let's go over the projects that we know are coming, and then let's talk about these 2 new projects that I think are going to be pretty good. So let's take a look for sure. Let's take a look at this leak because it wasn't announced officially from any of the Chosen stuff. So let's talk about it. First up, we have The Chosen Adventures. This is an animated kids show that looks pretty good. It's not really my main thing, but I'm looking forward to it nonetheless. Then, of course, we have seasons 5, 6, and 7 of The Chosen. We knew these were coming, and that's to be expected. Year after year, we're going to get those until the rest of the series comes out. Then after that, we have the Moses series and the Joseph Limited series. The Moses series is going to be 3 seasons, and then the Joseph series is going to be 1 season, a limited series, which is going to be directed by someone else other than Dallas Jenkins. It's quite interesting there. Then after that, we're going to get the Way of the Chosen, or the Acts of the Apostles there, which would be quite interesting to see as well. Now, did I mention the Bear Grylls show, Chosen in the Wild? If I didn't, there's that as well. Overall, though, these shows are going to be awesome, looking really, really good. Obviously, an unscripted reality TV type show, and then a bunch of scripted narrative shows just like The Chosen, and then the Chosen Adventures, which is an animated show. So a lot of variety there. However, there's something that I ran into just recently that I wanted to talk about, and obviously I haven't been home to do my normal live streams and things like this. This is actually a little while ago. You see, in the Philippines, there was an event that they held for a bunch of influencers and celebrities and people that are influential within the Philippines. They're trying to get The Chosen to become a more important thing within the Philippines, which makes sense. People like Jelena Abanya are kind of, on the front lines of this, as she's part of that community, and she's really excited to see what is coming up with all of that here. So here's a picture of the group that was at this event here. On a side note, I do wish they would have this event for for the States. It'd be amazing to go to an event like this and talk to a whole bunch of other creators that are in the Chosen space, things like that, outside of ChosenCon maybe. But let's continue on. We've got some more pictures here from the event. People chilling out and checking out the new Chosen stuff. Different people talking about what's going on, doing interviews, more meetings of different people throughout the event. And then finally here at the end, we have this picture right here. This is the building out of the Chosen universe. And there's a few things you might notice immediately, right? First off, we have the Chosen Adventures over to the left and the Bear Grylls show. Then something we haven't been told about. Then further to the right, we have Joseph, we have the Acts of the Apostles, we have the Moses series, and hidden in that list is another thing we haven't heard about. So let's talk about these 2 things. Let's get a closer look real fast into this picture. First off, in that third picture right here, we have a poster that we've never seen before, which is of Ruth. I assume Boaz is looking toward Ruth in this field here, and we have a Ruth feature film. So this is something that we have not really heard about at all. We had heard a couple little rumors about Ruth, maybe for season 5 of The Chosen. However, maybe they're shooting this film sooner than we think. So let me go back. The reason why we know anything about Ruth is connected to The Chosen in any way is because in the dressing room and the costume designer's room that they did a behind the scenes video on for The Chosen, a lot of the name tags that they showed in that room were blanked out. They were kind of pixelated or blurred out. However, there were some that were not. And one of those names was Naomi, which of course is associated with Ruth and Boaz and that whole story. And so we were expecting to have something to do with Ruth coming up pretty soon, and I was assuming that it was going to be in The Chosen season 5, which might still be the case. There could be a flashback to, Ruth and Naomi and Boaz, and having them be associated with King David obviously is a big part of that as well. So it makes sense that we could see that still in season 5, King David being so associated with Jesus, right? However, this could also just mean that they have some of the costumes there from other projects as well, which wouldn't surprise me. So maybe they're working on this Ruth feature and they have those costumes there for that at another time. I don't know. It would kind of surprise me, I guess, that all those costumes would be intermingled and not separated into different projects, but I guess anything's possible. I don't really know. But seeing this, clearly there's going to be a Ruth feature kind of coming up. So yeah, that's really, really, really interesting. Now, secondarily, we have a Noah limited series. This is another thing we haven't been told about at all. We knew that there would be a Moses series coming. We know that there's a Joseph limited series coming, but to know that there's a Noah series coming as well is another huge, huge thing. I mean, imagine all the stuff they could do with a Noah series, right? Not only the defilement of the world and the state of the world during the time of Noah with all the killing and death and evil and sin, but also think about just the ark itself. Think about the animals that would be present, all the different things that they could do with that. This could be really, really cool to see. This could be a really dark series if they wanted to go into that realm and make it really, just darker than the rest of the shows that we're seeing. Obviously, The Chosen is getting darker and darker as we head into season 5, 6, and 7. But having a Noah series, I feel like could get really almost mature, if that makes sense. The world during Noah's time is destitute. I mean, it is horrible. And so to have a limited series of Noah, a 1-season series of Noah walking through that world, building his ark, and then having the outcome of his family on the other side, this could get really interesting. I'd have to put some more thought into like what they could do here story-wise and how they would build that out. But there's so many things that I could see them doing here that would be just amazing. And so that adds to the roster of shows that we're going to see coming in the future. Real quick before I continue and just talk about my thoughts, I do want to point out The Chosen Lad is the one that pointed this out originally. I didn't actually see this on YouTube, as his video only has a few views, but he did post it on Reddit, which is where I saw it, and of course I've got eyes everywhere. Now, I did see this post ahead of time on the Chosen Philippines page. However, I didn't get a chance to look into it at all because I've been gone filming with The Promised Land and some other things as well recently. So I haven't been able to do a live stream for almost 2 weeks now. So anyway, I wanted to talk about all of this and give The Chosen Lad credit. So if you want to go over there and subscribe to his page, definitely go and do that and support him. As you know, a rising tide rises all ships in terms of YouTube and Christian content creators. And so I want to do that for sure. However, this is quite interesting. So let's talk about Ruth, Boaz. Obviously, this is a love story, a story of God's provision, a story of saving Naomi and Ruth after they've been essentially left alone with no male figure to help lead them. Boaz, in many ways, is a messianic figure that comes and saves Ruth and Naomi, and it's a really impactful story, I think, that could be very, very cool. If they weren't going to do Ruth, the other story I would really want them to do is Esther. I think Esther is such a cool story, and the storyline to it would be just amazing. However, I don't obviously see that here, although I would look forward to a Esther limited series or a feature or something like that. Would be very, very cool. One thing that we're not seeing here is who is going to lead these projects. So Ruth, who is going to direct it? Is it going to be a Dallas Jenkins project? Probably not, right? It's probably going to be someone else who's leading this because Dallas is going to be really busy with the rest of The Chosen, then the Moses series, and then the Acts series after that. That's what he said he's going to be focusing on. So we don't have a director for the Ruth series or for the Noah series, or for the Ruth feature, I should say, and then the Noah series. So I do wonder who is going to lead those things up. Ryan Swanson is leading the animated series. We don't really know who's directing the Bear Grylls series, although I don't think that matters so much. But the people that are leading the Ruth and Noah series, I think that does matter. Same thing with the Joseph series. We don't know who's leading that yet either. And so we're kind of waiting to see what's going on in all of these realms. However, what do you think about this? What are your thoughts about the Ruth feature? What are your thoughts about this Noah limited series? What do you think that Dallas and the team or these other directors or other people in 5 and 2 could be doing with all of these things? I think these are some good choices for sure. Out of the stories of the Bible, these are definitely some of my favorites. Some others that I would love to see, Chosen if you're listening, some others that I would love to see are David's Mighty Men. I think could make an amazing, male teen demographic type movie. I think that'd be amazing, like a series of David's Mighty Men doing their escapades and going throughout these missions would be amazing. Some of my favorite stories growing up in the Bible. I could also see, like I said earlier, Esther would be amazing. And of course, Dallas, if you're up to the challenge, just do Revelation already. Just joking. Obviously, Revelation would be ridiculously hard. A lot of interpretation there for sure. But these are the new series that we've just seen leaked from the Philippines page. We haven't seen this anywhere else in the Chosen Sphere. So yeah, very cool stuff coming up. Super excited for these for sure. So anyway, let me know your thoughts. We'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.